Episode 4. Jeez, that just dawned on me. Henry, episode 4, bud. It feels like the other day that you were with me for episode 1 and we were doing the planning.
Yeah, I'm amazed you actually kept the gears going for episode 4.
I think I need a little jingle for going forward now. Like, welcome to the South African Joe Rogan Show with Cyril Ramaphosa as guest. Okay, Cyril's not a guest, but maybe one day.
And you're about 200 million people shy on your audience.
Yeah, compared to Joe. I talk like I know him too. Yeah, maybe one day we have Cyril and we can talk about those 49, I almost used a word that I shouldn't have used, people or cowards, as Cyril actually called them, that have left our country. But we're not going to talk about that today. We have got a special person today. I'm very blessed to have an elite trail runner. Trail running has got a lot of space in my heart. Unfortunately, I live in Johannesburg. So road running, unfortunately, takes over. But I'm going to speak to our trail runner today and find out how he trains in Joburg, because he also lives in Johannesburg. But before we get started on that, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about our trail runner today. Episode 4 is brought to you by Dr. A.C. Lawrence. Dr. A.C. Lawrence is a registered psychiatrist. Guys, if you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just not yourself lately, talk to someone. There's nothing wrong talking to a psychiatrist. Henry will tell you the same. Make that phone call. Talk to someone. Dr. A.C. Lawrence has a very comfortable space that he can talk to you on. He can do online consultations. Mental health really matters, guys. Get it out there, talk to it, especially men. Don't keep it inside of you. Let's talk about the mental problems out there. You can call him or WhatsApp on 072-149-4655. I'll repeat that number, 072-149-4655. His details will also be all over the social media pages. So please don't feel embarrassed. Highly confidential when you call him. No one will know anything. We won't know anything. Give him a call. And then also we'd just like to thank Higher Ground Restaurant in Johannesburg, Bryanston, for our hydration today. Henry, have you ever been to Higher Ground?
I have not.
But you need to take your chick to Higher Ground. The views are amazing and the food is even better. You need to get your chick to Higher Ground. If you haven't gotten lucky in a while, take your chick to Higher Ground, man.
I will tell Sam that you referred to her as a chick.
I'm sure I'm going to get a WhatsApp later on tonight. But Higher Ground, amazing restaurant. They're in Bryanston. They're actually in St. Stithian School. Don't let that fool you guys. The best views in Joburg. Higher Ground restaurant. Go check it out. If you're wondering why you're hearing Henry's voice, he's not the trail runner that I've been talking about. Henry, we decided to mix it up a bit, and he's co-hosting this episode with me today. Thank you for doing that for me, Henry, and coming with.
Thank you for having me. And, and I'm glad we can bring my friend Admire. Like, I've been following him and watching him for a long time, and I help him out every now and then, and he's been like a big part of Pirates, and he's grown with them, who I'm obviously a part of, and it's been awesome to see him grow. So I'm excited to chat to him, not only about his running, but about like his life, how it affects his running, etc., etc.
So as Henry said, our elite trail runner is Admire, also known as, is it Addy the athlete?
Yeah.
Am I saying that correct?
Yes.
Addy the athlete. Let me just give you a little bit of background about him. UTD, Ultra Trail Drakensberg, let's say it the correct way. Ultra Trail Drakensberg 65 kilometer winner. He is going to Ultra Trail Mont Blanc for the 100 miler or 100 kilometer.
It's the 100K. They call it the CCC.
He's going for the CCC 100 kilometer. And let me tell you something. Watch that space, guys. He's going to be a South African that's going to do well. He has also done a desert race. Help me remember the name. How do you pronounce that, Admire?
It's Alula Trail Race.
Alula Trail Race in Saudi. He won that. Yeah. That was 100 kilometer. He's won pass to pass, also 100 kilometer. This man is on another level. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is exciting, man.
Yeah.
Before we get to you talking about you, what do you think about Ryan Sands' achievement over the last week? Cocodona 250. Wow. What's that? 400 kilometers, eh? Yes.
Yeah, 400 k's.
400 kilometers, and he came second place. They must aspire any athlete, elite or non-amateur, whatever you want to call it.
For me, those people run more than 167. I give my head to them. I take it off.
Like, you're not looking at doing longer ones?
Not yet. I think for me, it would be my retirement goal.
I've noticed it's the older guys.
Yeah.
Admire, how old are you now, if I may ask?
I'm 41 now.
41, okay.
But I'm same like Ryan, but I think my career started a bit late. So, which I've still got in my mind, mentally, I still want to do a little bit more, 2 or 3 years to come. Which for me would be more comfortable for me.
Man, you don't look 41, bud. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Can I just jump in quickly? So Eddie, I mean, we're talking to you everyone knows about your trail achievements, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people know about the hard work. And I'm not talking about the running hard work. Everyone knows you work hard running, but tell us a little bit about your life, because you work as a private chef. You're not a professional runner, hey?
No, I am a professional runner. I think for the past 2 years now. I've got 2 years now in a contract with ASICS, which raises the pressure of having to perform good and also managing my lifestyle and my job and home and family and all that.
Yeah. So, but sorry, what I mean by professional is you're not
living on running.
You're not living on running. Okay? Like it's not like overseas where guys
Stay
can
on running.
yeah.
No, it's not
so
like
so
that.
you work a full day.
Yes.
At the end of the day or the beginning of the day before you do any of your work, you go out and you run, right? And you're still managing to go out to these races and win them, right?
Yeah.
We were chatting in the car on the way over here now. Yesterday, I just want to put it into perspective about what these guys deal with is. Admire was just running. He got pulled over by the police because he's Zimbabwean.
While you were running.
So I'm running from Houghton to go to a taxi rank, and then I just stopped to answer a WhatsApp call, a WhatsApp message, and then the police just stopped and said, "Hey, passport ID."
That's crazy.
And I did not have it that time, so at that moment I wanted to get into my phone and show them the picture of it and where the stamp is and all that, and then my phone just died. So in that moment, I just got grabbed into the van to Hillbrow police station.
Wow.
And spent the night there.
The night there, and then
And this was last night?
Yeah, a night before this last one. And
I'm so sorry, bud.
Luckily, I had a couple of contacts from the club mates, which two of them managed to pull together some funds, and then I got out.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, that shouldn't happen, especially, and I get it, there are illegal people, and they're doing their job.
Yeah.
But give you a break to show you to you on the thing. You're busy exercising, you're busy training.
Yeah, I was actually wearing gear,
you dress like a runner.
I am now, yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine Kylian Jornet running around France and the police chuck him in the cell overnight? So I mean, I just don't think people fully understand the difficulties you face in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And how magnified your achievements actually are. Because for instance, all your races, how do you fund them?
So my races, I get funded with mates, or sometimes my boss, I had to ask him for some funds, or friends from the club or the running scene friends that I just ask, can you please borrow me this, and I'll pay you whenever I get my funds from ASICS, because we have to invoice, and then the funds comes back, and then we pay it back. So that's kind of a difficult thing when you've got a race you want to do. Locally, it can be achievable. You can drive, you can go by bus. But if you have to go to Europe, you're going to need a visa, you're going to need a plane ticket, which is not less than 30,000 Rand. So those kind of juggling can actually deter your goals or your dreams to go to Europe. Because at the end of the day, no one is sitting with 50 grand in the house to fund you. Unless you go to a business or to a boss who actually does have some funds, then they give it to you, then you refund it back.
For sure. Admire, now that I hear all about these struggles, but there's got to be, you got to be a special person to take this head on and still be an elite runner. Mindset, how do you put this behind you? Being locked up, okay? You were locked up 2 nights ago. You spent the night in jail. In a holding cell, it's not pleasant.
In Hillbrow.
In Hillbrow is not pleasant for anybody.
No.
I don't care who you are, all right? It's not pleasant. It takes a toll on you mentally.
For sure.
It takes a toll on your body. What do you do? There must be, where do you go to wake up now again? Now you're out, you need to wake up to go train again at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to ask you about your schedule now, but whatever it is, you wake up and you go run again. What do you do mentally? How do you handle that? Take us into the mind of Admire, please.
It's quite difficult if you don't have the right mindset of what you want to achieve. So for me, I look at what goal am I going to achieve? And then this is just an obstacle. So I find ways to motivate myself, say, okay, this was a setback, but I can't let that crumble me. Let me just keep pushing. So if you have to see, like now, I'd missed 2 sessions of my training. That day when I was running, I only ran like 32 minutes and I had to stop my watch instead of an hour. And then I missed the whole full day yesterday. And then today also I haven't ran. I'm going to run with the club. So those kind of things, if you're not really like mentally strong, you definitely will fall. Or you take it into your heart and then it eats your head and then that's stress. So for me, I tend to, like now when I was in the cells, I was thinking about this show actually, like, oh, now I've made promises with people. Now I can't do this. I can't be in here. Let me try and make some calls, which I made and they came through. And then I was also thinking about the race coming. I've got a huge race, which is my biggest goal going into UTMB. So if I don't make calls now and I just sit in here, nothing's going to happen for me. Let me make calls so that I can get out of there. So when I get out, I then use that setback that I had 2 days ago. And when I'm racing, I bring that to push me as a mentality goal, like energy.
I'm smiling because I love that. You use the bad things in your life as energy, basically adversity. And that gets me on to ask you, can you take myself and Henry back? I know you're Zimbabwean, you grew up in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
I see you still run under the Zimbabwean flag, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I say that with all respect. Actually, but keep running on the Zimbabwe flag. Stay patriotic to your country.
You'll have my mom after you. She's Zimbabwean.
It's an amazing place. I've been to Vic Falls and driven around Zimbabwe. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, thank you.
But can you just take us back? I'm sure life growing up was not easy in Zimbabwe, especially, I don't know how long you've been in South Africa for. Can you take us back a little bit?
I think in our culture as Black people, as we grow, sometimes there's some sport that your family or your parents doesn't want you to do because they don't have the money when you get injured or you become, or you get anything that is going to disturb your health or cost them money. So if whether you want to do soccer, running, they kind of like deter you from it. Stay on the books. That's the lifestyle. So we don't have that kind of luxury as much. Only now when we're old do we tend to do these things. It's actually I grew up in the era where things were still very fine. In the era of Salim Mugabe era where we used to go to school, there were nice things and all that. But as soon as I get off the high school, that's when things started getting a little bit tough. And you could actually realize, these are getting tough. At home, I can tell you, most households, they do a business where they're selling tomatoes, vegetables, sweets, or caps, clothes.
Like a spaza shop.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And everyone is like involved like that. They have their things. They actually cook better than us who can be out here in South Africa or England or wherever.
Yeah.
When we go home, they look more richer than us because they manage the scenario. When we go there, we tend to like, this is hard because it's actually hard to live like that. So you just need to have the mentality of looking forward to tomorrow. And every day has its own different challenges, which we can all encounter. And if you can maneuver there nicely, you live a life of, even if the country is bad, but you can survive.
So I mean, I know a bit about your history of when you came to South Africa and how you started running, but I think just explain to like the guys out there, listen, so you came to South Africa, you were working as a private chef, and that's actually how you got into running. Eh?
Yes. So it was my boss, 2018. You know, like now it's winter, it's get cold and dark early, or in the mornings it's too dark when like around 4 or 5 a.m. So he just didn't want to run by himself in Parktown North, Rosebank and Kilani, Zulek. It's quite dark there. People get robbed, their watches, their bikes. So he just, can I give you, if I get you some gear, are you able to run with me? I said, yeah. So he just bought me some gear.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt. Yeah. You didn't run before this?
I did, but it was in high school when...
Track and field type of vibe.
I used to run, in Zim we call them 12 rounds, here which is like cross country.
Okay.
So I did run, but because as a man or as a boy growing up, you have that ego of if you come third, the girls will be watching and they tease you. So you don't want that embarrassment.
Second is first last.
Yes, you see. So that made me shy because there were guys who were actually faster than me. And I did not even put the mindset in it. I rock up there with my school trousers running, and then I came third. Then I was like happy because I didn't want to go represent the province. Okay. Then I was happy, and then it settled. I didn't go for a further with the running. Okay. Then when I came to SA, then my boss introduced me back into it. But to tell you, I used to actually suffer as he's running with me up. It's called 7th Avenue that goes to Starbucks. That hill used to run, and then he waits for me at the next robot. And then he pushes me. Come, Adi, push. We're going to have a nice coffee. I'll get you a croissant. There used to be Vida Cafe where Starbucks.
It's like I bribe Henry when I run with him.
Yeah. So he used to bribe me with those kind of things, nice things and all that. And then when I get home, he'll tell me, you don't have to work now. You can go sleep at 11. So you can just wake up so you can prepare lunch for the boys and get ready for dinner and all that. So for the 3-4 years we stayed together, that was the motivation until I started running faster than him. And then one of his ex-girlfriends said, Adi can run, let's join him into 21Ks and all that. And my first one was odd edge. And I actually did 1 hour, 39 minutes.
First half marathon, yes. 1 hour, 39 minutes. What the fuck are you eating?
So from there, then he speeded up with me. He said, okay, now we're going to take you to park run. We used to come to Delta Park. I always call that my home park run because I've made so many runs there. And then I met some other nice people also who used to do park touring with me, where you go to different park runs every Saturday to get points.
Yes.
And then the badge and all that. So I am a person who's very fired up in the mind. When something that is very motivating, I get on it. So there were these guys at Parkrun Delta, a boy called Innocent Love. He used to run 16 minutes. In me, I was running 19:55 at that time.
That's for a 5 kilometer, just for those that are listening. A parkrun is a 5 kilometer run. The boy that he's talking about is 16 minutes, and you used to run 19 minutes.
Yes. So as we start, I used to chase him, and then he drops me as he climbed the big hill. Then I just mind my own business, but I kept on pushing and pushing.
You wanted to catch him.
18:15, 17:55, 17:13, 16:40 to 15:49. That was my last time I ran at Delta Park. And
sorry, just repeat that. Did I hear right? 15:49.
Yes. And in that time, I was like very fired up. I'm like, okay, now I'm there. And then you join me, Comrades. So fast forward to Comrades Marathon. My first one was 2015, which I made some mistakes.
Sorry, I'm going to interject again. So now the only trail we've done is parkruns. And I say trail with brackets around.
Yes, with like a dirt road. And
so that's the only trail you've done. Other than running on the dirt roads in Zim, obviously.
Yes. But for dirt road, perfectly. That was the first in my life.
Okay.
Other than running on the school track and stuff.
Carry on with your story.
So But I did do Magaliesberg back then. It used to be called Magaliesberg Challenge, something. I did twice of them. I think I came 4th and 5th on the other one. And when I wanted to go back, and then it got changed. So fast forward, I joined Comrades Marathon, a local club called Legends Athletics from Randburg.
Okay.
Then the guys, they said to me, with your fast pace at what you call it, Delta Park, and your fast half marathon, you can actually qualify for Comrades. You can do silver. And I was like chuffed. Okay, silver, let's go for it. I got an entry, surprisingly, from an athlete from Pirates. I forgot the name, but Natalie does know his name. He gave me his substitution for Comrades in 2015. He had an ITB. That was my first entry. And then I bought it from him. And then I started running Comrades. And Comrades went there with long tights. There's actually a picture of me. If I find it, I'll send it to you. Long tights, long sleeve shirt, and the vest. I'm rocking up at Comrades running and chasing those Russian ladies in that time. They were dominating. They dropped me the first 20Ks. From there, I never ran to the finish. I was running and walking, running. All the ego dropped down to an extent where I ended up getting the 8:55.
Okay.
My first one. There was a bus of a guy called Johan. He used to have a sub-9 bus. I told myself, if I don't get on this bus now, I'm dead. And now I'm not worried. People at home, my boss is checking me and all that, checking and all that. I'm like, I'm embarrassed now. I didn't do it as I thought I would. But funny enough, I was happy with that 8:55 as an experience, and I took that as a reference point.
Learning curve.
Yes, so that for the next one, I have to do better, not overdress, not this, not that, and corrected my mistakes.
There's a gentleman that was on episode 3. His name's Marco.
I know him, he's my friend.
Yeah, he told me he knows you.
Yeah.
And shame, Marco's tried 3 times. He still doesn't have a medal. He's going for his 4th this year.
No, good luck.
And he said it. Comrades will humble you.
You do, yeah.
That ego that you speak about, Comrades is going to humble you.
For sure.
On your first Comrades, if no matter what ego you got, you're going to be humbled.
Yeah, for sure.
When you get to 60, 70 Ks, it's going to ask the question.
So then when did you transition from road into trail? And like, how did you figure out that was the transition you wanted to do?
So, during COVID, there was only trail running happening, and there was a race by the same organizers of the Ultra Trail Drakensberg. His name is Spurgeon, and a lady called, I forgot a name, but his surname is Mills, Helen Mills from Cape Town, and her then boyfriend Ahmad Duplessis. They just said to me, we have a race. If you want to come, you enter. I had entered one called Rhino Peak Challenge.
I'm doing that this year.
Okay,
I've done it before. It's awesome. Yeah,
that's a very good initiative.
We've all heard Henry's doing Rhino Peak Challenge.
I mean, so me doing it and my doing it are 2 different things.
Henry will be back for another episode as my guest because of Rhino Peak Challenge.
Yeah, he needs. It's a good experience.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you raise funds for the Rhino
That's amazing.
Peak, and then the money goes to vouchers and all that. It was Wildlife Act. So after that, I won that one. It was a 20K. The 20K, you go up the mountain to the peak, then you come down again, and then so I won it. I think 2 hours something, and then she just approached me and said, "Would you want to do Drakensberg Ultra Trail?" I said, "Yes, I would love to." So okay, when the entries come, we'll send you. Just send me. This is my phone number, email address. We'll give you an entry.
I love that so much.
That's cool.
So
wow.
So
I didn't realize that's how they do it, or that's what they will do. That is amazing.
So for trail running,
hats off to Ultra Trail Drakensberg.
Yeah,
well done.
They do it. It's a great invitation to anyone who like to do trails, and the people on the trails. What I've realized also, they're quite friendly. To tell you,
someone once told me, a very good friend of mine, almost professional. Also, he's an ENT. He doesn't want to become a professional runner. He's turned down sponsors. He told me trail running is for your soul. He's like, don't go try and race trail running. Do it for your soul, Jacques.
Okay. I mean, okay. Let's talk trail running, but not the trail aspect of trail running. Let's talk about like the mental aspect of trail running, because like that's a big thing here.
Yeah.
You're running in the Drakensberg 3 weeks ago, whenever it was.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
There was snow on the southern berg, I think. It must have been quite cold at night.
Yeah, it was cold. We did feel it. I did see some frost on there around the Giant's Peak section.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're having a hard time of it. How do you, like, again, we've talked about like how you motivate yourself, but like when you're in the middle of nowhere, there are no lights, and you've got to keep pushing through, like what drives you? Like what gets your mental toughness going?
So for me, like I said, the goal. So when I go to the race, I don't go to challenge my competitors. I don't do that. I don't use that kind of an advantage. I use the time that it was set previously in the course, how I've studied it. And when I load it on my watch, on this Sunto, it tells me every section, the hill, the runnable, the downs, and everything. So I program myself like I'm in the watch.
Okay, wait, but I just want to put it into perspective, because when I run, I also do that. But I've got this internal voice that when I'm like 7 minutes into my run is like, you can walk, Henry. And I'm like, okay, no problem, internal voice, I'll walk. So I mean, I'm pretty sure we all have that internal voice that I think a lot of people have it. That's always telling you to like, it's never encouraging you. It's never like, you've got this. It's like, give up. You can walk. It's easier on your body and stuff. We've all got that voice, right?
Yeah.
So like, how do you quiet those voices, and how do you turn that narrative in your mind around to be like, cool, I'm going in stuff. I mean, I'd love to be like, oh yeah, 2 hours Rhino Peak. Yeah. And if I'm like near the summit in 2 hours, then I'll be impressed.
Yeah. So how I get into that is, like I said, I'm chasing a time. So if there's a time that says 7 hours at the finish that somebody said, if I'm not in that range, I'm not going to understand that voice. I'm not going to listen to it. So I kind of like distracted the voice.
Bro, please teach me how to do that.
So by distracting it, I think about the races I've done at that same distance, and the elevation or the easy way or whatever difficulty it was there that I accomplished or I conquered. Like the desert race is too hot. It's sandy. You can't really move much. You get back pains and all that. So when I'm in the bag, I put like UTCT profile. I've conquered this profile at this same 50 kilometer. I ran there like 4 hours. Why now I must run 6 at this runnable UTD? So those scenarios of comparison just distracts me, because I'm talking to myself as I'm running, and I'm also constantly eating. I'm constantly drinking. Like every time I'm talking, I'm doing something so that I don't focus on my head. And when I get to the aid station, I know what I need to do, and from there I get out. I go. Same thing again. I apply the same principle. Keep going. This is the 70K. At 70K Calcliff, it was hot, it was what, but you conquered from this and this. So I take those race differentiating into one, and then I put it to the challenge. You say, okay, I did this, I conquered, I did this. Okay, let me keep going. If I don't have pain on the body, I know I'm fine. Then I'll carry on going.
So Admire, Henry just said, can you teach him how to do that? And the question I've got for you is, do you actually train your mind during training, not just your body? Obviously, when you're doing the long runs, etc., are you training your mind during that? And if so, how? What are you doing to train your mind?
So just to give you an example, if I go on a 2-hour run, or let's say an hour run, I don't take my juices, my bars, and my water. I just go.
You run fasted?
Yes.
Okay.
So I run fasted so that if I feel hardship in the fast and I'm running, I know I'm going to dehydrate, I'm going to have cramps, I'm going to have pain. That is what I'm inviting. So I conquer it. But I keep going. And then when I get to the finish, I'm like broken. But when I get home, I get myself water, I get a Red Bull, I get a Revive, which is my electrolytes. I can get Tailwind, I can get the race food bars to eat. to replace those that I couldn't use when I'm.
But you put yourself through hardship.
Yes.
And I guess that's just like in life as well.
So like
hardship is going to happen, but it will always turn out to better your life. You need to find that hardship.
So like
choose your hard, and you're choosing your hard.
For example, like now when I go to work, my coach will give me like a 2-hour 50 run, probably midweek. And I can't do that in the morning or in the afternoon because it's getting dark. I actually run from home to work. And the previous day, I'll leave my work clothes at work and then I run to work. Okay. So that I don't have any juice, I don't have any water with me. So imagine I'm running from Klip past Joburg, the dangerous area of Joburg, and then I get to Houghton, which is where my work is. So that
in Joburg, you do intervals to run faster.
Yeah, so because I don't want anyone to notice me. I don't want to get attention and all that.
For sure.
So those things where I'm running through there, my mind is actually switched on. So if whatever is pain and whatever, I can forget it because I know where I am. I can't stop. It's like running through where you know there's lions, but you need to get to the next point. So you can't be making noise or relaxing because they'll come eat you. That's how Joburg is.
And you take this mindset into life. You must take this mindset into life. I mean, you were locked up and you're sitting here with a smile today. I'm amazed by this. And guys, he's got the biggest smile ever. I love it.
I do, but sometimes in life, you can have a rock under you, like literally. But sometimes if you kind of like make your mind, you can use your mind to kind of like make the rock not sit on you too much. You can just maneuver a way to kind of, if you turn your head like this, you can probably breathe. But now you're lying like this. If you turn your head like this, the rock will sit here, but you'll still be breathing through the gap.
Yes, for sure.
So that's how you kind of like need to do in life. But somehow, sometimes I can get in a point where my mental, it used to make me suffer a lot. Like the past 2 years, I couldn't like get out of my mental state sometimes with personal stuff and work and all that. But like you were saying, talk to someone kind of thing. You need someone to talk to. I've gone through that phase, which some of the pirates, admins and chairmans managed to pull me through out of those dark moments and stuff, helping me with coping and all that. I've actually been to like Tara Hospital for sessions and all that, which I've learned from talking to someone, which what I'm using now is some of the ways to cope, which I was taught by the doctors at Tara, that this is what you need to do. You can't then sit in the dark room because the darkness will eat you. But you need to open the curtains so there's light. So those are the kind of things that I think, okay, I've been to that dark place. I can't be now. I need to get on.
And that brings me to my next question, the dark place on the trail, the pain cave.
Yeah.
Do you use what the doctors taught you in your sessions? Does that fuel you? Do you? A friend of mine once said when he's on these long runs, he pulls out all these files about all the bad things he's done in his life and all the regrets, and that's what fuels him to get to that finish. He remembers the reason why he's doing that. Do those things fuel you, those dark days?
They do, because remember, you're no longer in the dark place. You're now in the freedom and you're in the mountains. So you have to take where you are and compare where you came from. So like they say, don't leave the life behind. Live the life of now and look what's forward. So when I'm in the dark place, I even tell myself, Admire, you've been to this place and that place and you came out. So that's now you out. This can't conquer you. You need to conquer it. So that's what I kind of like do when I get out of that pain cave. And then sometimes I just ignore the pain. I talk to myself, I shout at myself, I swear at myself, all those things. And then sometimes I think about my coach, his jokes. I think about home. Everyone, when I get to the finish line, they're going to be calling me, dancing, singing. I think about everyone at the finish line. Okay, and then I think about, okay, this run, how are my fans feeling? How are my friends feeling? How is my supporting team? How is my club? How is everyone? So if I'm taking a step back, everyone else is going to be, what is it now, Admire? What are you doing? So I tell myself that, what are you doing? Come on, get on it. Push. Let's go.
So I think, that old African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together.
Yes.
I think, just going on from that, tell us a bit about the support system you have in terms of people who support you in your races, like your family. I know you've got 3 girls back home in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
I know you've said the club have done a lot for you.
Yeah.
It is important to have a family, and I mean that as a collective, people who look out for you, because I'm sure when you come into the aid stations, etc., you want to see those people. You want to know who you're doing it for. You want that support. And tell us a bit about your support crew.
So as trail running, the support community is huge. You can never have a quiet trail run, no matter what position you're at. First, last, you're always going to have those people going to push you. Even in the pain, when you feel in pain, someone can shout, you're almost there, but it's only 20 Ks, and you still have 140 Ks to go. You can't say to that person, you're lying, come on. You have to just take it and use the person. Use their happiness that they're giving you. Come on, Admire. Use that and pull through. So the support structure, I think I do have a huge support structure on trail, even the road runners, work, at home, friends. It's huge. I don't know what words to use it to say thank you, because it's huge. It's like I'm a small fish in a big sea when I compare to the support structure that is in the community, in the running.
Sure. Admire, you are a special person, but I'm actually almost, what's the word, overwhelmed with your energy. I've got goosebumps when you talk. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Just quickly, a question that when I heard this podcast is going to happen, I thought I need to ask Admire about this. I always like to know about how to make myself better, how to bring things into my life through the universe, whatever, religion, God, whatever. Do you use visualization for these races? So Ultra Trail Drakensberg is happening, or Ultra Trail Mont Blanc is happening, UTMB is happening. I can't say Mont Blanc. UTMB is happening. Do you sit at night when you can't sleep and visualize yourself running through that finish line, visualize what's happening at an aid station, visualize going up the hill because at 40 Ks, you now got to climb Giant's Castle, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, do you use that technique?
Yeah, I do, even when I'm training.
Okay.
When I'm training. So if my coach gives me 3 hours, I put that and say, this is the last 3 hours of, let's say, George Mart. So I give myself the same energy, I want to be there. So when I'm racing, it's going to also come like a manifested scenario.
Manifestation.
Say, okay, this is the last 3 hours you did at Clip Prefer, which is where I train. So I put that in there, even the profile is different. But that just lightens your heart and it brings a different mood in your brain, because the 3 hours is 3 hours, just a different profile, but it's the same because you have now spoken about it. In your mind, you have given it a wide range of a room, like this room. It's not squashed. So the thing that many people make mistake is they can't give the room their mind. You need to colonize your mind at most. Don't make it control you. So when your mind controls you, that's when you can become a broken person. It's there in the mind. But when you give the mind big room to think, it gets overwhelmed with whatever you're giving it. So those manifestations that do that, I sleep, I can even think about the route of the 100 mile of like where I'm going now to George Mart. I put it in my head. I know where I've run, how I felt. I still can feel in my mind when I think about it. The runnable sections, I profile it as where I run, which is runnable. Then I put that together and I make that same route.
Wow, so he's actually, Henry, we must try this. Admire's visualizing during his runs.
I'll visualize that 150-meter hill at Eagle Canyon.
So when I take you to the...
bro, I'll visualize walking from halfway up. No problem.
No, that's amazing. I mean, I'm making a joke about it, but that takes a strong mind. I mean, for me to just visualize something sitting on my couch is hard. It's difficult because it's not just visualization, it's manifest. You got to manifest it. You got to believe it with your whole heart and soul.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
No.
If you don't believe it with your whole heart and soul, it's not going to happen.
Yes.
And it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. Some people do it during meditation. Other people do it, in your case, during exercise. Wow. I love that so much.
Okay, so let's talk about like a bit of ambition now, because I think we're coming close to like the end of our time. But I know, for instance, like your goal is UTMB this year, the CCC, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be your first time running the CCC.
Yeah, even in a very big competitive field in Europe, yeah, it will be like, because UTMB is like the pinnacle of all races.
And sorry, Henry, tell me, at UTMB, are you going to be an elite? Are you classified as an elite, or are you classified just as a normal runner?
Yeah, so I'm now classified as an elite and professional athlete, but not living on running, but elite, yes.
Yeah, but so when you go to UTMB, that's what they're classifying you as.
Yes, I get those elite. The way they handle other elites is the same as they handle.
Okay, amazing. I'm glad to hear that.
And like you've never run it before. This will be your first time running it.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Like obviously your goal is winning it, but realistically, like within yourself, like if you finish top 10, top 5.
So my goal at the moment, I'm sitting on the top 10. I believe I can be in the top 10, and I want to be in the top 10. Winning will be a bonus, and if the chance comes that I can be able to pull it through, that would be great for me. But my goal now is like top 10, which is why I'm going to George Matt, to kind of like profilize my legs and my mind and my whole body to push it through those big mountains in George. I'm matching it like I'm running CCC, because I've been there last year. I've trained with Matt Bouch. I've trained with Brody from Cape Town, which they showed me around some of the areas, and some of the Essex teammates ran around with me. So I know the profile, but I can't compare it to UTD or UTCT. So I've managed to say, okay, I'm going to go do 160K, which is 100 miler at George. With that, I'm squashing 100 kilometer in it. So it gives me the same intensity as I'm going to go there. Whatever I'm facing there is what I'm taking with me to CCC, which is where you say the meditation and all that. So that's why I chose George Matt.
Okay.
And if we can just talk hurdles quickly, because I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, you and I were speaking, and you had trouble with your passport and your visas and all of that type of stuff. And it was a nightmare for you. You didn't end up going, you weren't able to go join the teammates because of something like the hurdles you faced.
It was at Dubai. So my stamp, I think the stamp on the visa, it had like a blurry, my picture, on the visa was blurry. When I got to the customs in Dubai, they said, this can't be a visa.
Not a fuck. Like, whose fault is that?
I think it's
not Admire's fault.
It's so weird, because like we take
I get upset about these things.
Like privilege, like being able to afford these runs, like for granted, and like going through passport. And I mean, they gave you a lot of grief about it. I remember so much so that he missed his like connecting flight, and thus missed the race.
I missed the flight, and then I missed the race, and then they said, so it was I think it was a Friday when I left here. Then I got there on a Saturday, and in Zim, they don't open on the weekend. Then they told me, you need to call them so they verify that this is legit, they did it. Then I said, I can't phone them. How can I phone them? It's closed. It's the weekend in Zim. They said, okay, then you can call them on Monday. So I just called the whole thing off. Okay, I'm going to have to go back. So they did allow me to get on a flight to come back to Joburg. And then when I phoned the embassy, they just apologized and said, okay, there's nothing that we could do. It was a machine error, but we should have seen it before you left. And all that, if you can put the expenses, let's say you've borrowed someone money, that money is not coming back.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. So those are the kind of scenarios that is very difficult in a trail runner's life, where you have to go like to Europe. Even road runners, I think they also do face to go to the Olympics, to go to the championships, to go anywhere.
ASA is an amazing place.
Yeah, but okay, but so let's say, I mean, how much, like a week at CCC will cost you how much, including flights? 100,000 rand?
No, 100,000 is quite a lot. I think just to go there, I think 100,000 will be to do flights, accommodation, and food. The 100 can be like a base fee. Depending also on which flight you take. If you take Emirates, if you take Switzerland, they all have different fares. But 100 can be something that is like can be average, can be more.
And how much do your sponsors cover of that?
So my sponsors are like this year. So there is a.
Please feel free to give your sponsors a shout out, because the sponsors are amazing, as we can hear. So give them a shout out. Let's talk about your sponsors. I can see you got a Revive cap on. I love Revive just as much as you. 1,000 milligrams salt, magnesium. I know everything about Revive. Please give your sponsors a shout out.
Yeah, so I've got Revive. They do support me a lot. Like every month, they do support me nicely, and I get products for them which I use, which is working for me at the moment. I don't have any doubts on it. Then I've got Tailwind, which is a new brand now. So ASICS is like the main sponsor, which I have a contract with. So they put out a budget. Let's say, for example, there will be like a 50,000 budget for 2025. I have to manage that budget for gear and transport and race entries and other things, as long as it's a UTMB affiliated race. They won't sponsor like UTD, UTCT. Anything that's not a UTMB or World Major, they won't sponsor.
And then in that case, it comes out of your own pocket.
Yes. So in the case of me wanting to go to UTCT, it has to come from myself, or then I have to find from friends, boss, or company.
So Henry, I think we need to make a straightforward call out here to all corporates out there. Okay.
Yeah, or anyone who's listening that like is inspired by this story, because like he is a homegrown talent. We'll just claim him as our. But like it's important that we like allow people like AD to flourish, because he's been through hardship. Like he doesn't come from a life as privileged as most people. He's doing amazing things, and the last thing that he needs, or I suppose anyone needs in that case, is like those pressures of fundraising a day before a race, or not knowing whether you can make it down to a race because you don't have like the transport or this or that. So I'm with you. Like I think if anyone is out there and is inspired by like how much they can get hold of you, they can follow you on Instagram.
You're more than welcome to get hold of us at the Endure Edge as well. We'll connect you to AD. Yeah. I'll connect you to Henry. As you guys heard from episode 1, Henry also does a lot of fundraising with regards to Mad to Run, etc. So I'll connect you. Either way, guys, please reach out for this. If you know corporates, and go look at AD's social media. I actually went through it, and all he talks about is his sponsors. He shows when he drinks his Revive. When he's got it's Trailwind, when he's busy with the Trailwind. Guys, please reach out to friends, family, corporates that you know. Let's get this man set up, because let me tell you, the talent is there. We take away the stress and the pressure. You're going to be a fucking superhero, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, it's important. Like his Instagram, all you see is the good stuff, like him winning, him at the final. Like I hope that what you've done here is like elucidate to people like how tough it actually is out there, like the background you've come from, like what you've overcome to get where you are. And I hope people are moved by it. Like I know, even when I'm just listening to you, like you said, it's like goosebumps.
No, it's crazy.
We don't see or understand like half the stuff you go through. So it is important that you put it out there and you tell people.
Yeah, I think people don't see much what's behind that ribbon. They only see when you lift it.
For sure.
Yeah.
They don't see the hard work.
The journey and whatever you go through. I've got lots of friends that can also go through different things. And sometimes I tell myself, okay, I'm blessed and I mustn't lose that.
And buddy, you are blessed. Let me tell you, you are blessed with an amazing talent.
Thank you.
And I know there's a lot of hard work to make that talent happen. Okay. And I want you to carry on with that.
Thank you.
Don't let these hard times when you get locked up and sleep at night in your jail, don't let them get you down. And I know it's easy for me to sit on this chair and say that because I wasn't the one locked up there. Keep working hard. Keep looking for the hard things in life. Because I've noticed with chatting to you, and I don't know if it came through on the podcast, but it's adversity that actually is pushing you.
It is.
There's a saying that says, choose your hard, or life is going to choose the hard for you.
Yes.
So you are choosing your hard.
That boss of mine used to tell me, don't lie down for any man because they'll walk on you. And
keep that in the back of your mind.
Always remember that.
No, and you have amazing people in your life. Keep us up. We're going to be rooting for you at George Mutt.
Thank you.
Go and win that thing. Okay, go take it. Ultra Trail Mont Blanc. We're going to be rooting for you. I'm going to be tracking you.
Thank you.
And there's so much more we can talk about. Once you've won George Mutt and once you've come back from UTMB, I want you back in these rooms with Henry. And all we're going to talk about is mental toughness, because I think there's so much more I can try and get out of you. An hour is not enough for this. Thank you for coming on the Endure Edge. You are what the Endure Edge stands for. Endure till the edge.
Yes,
okay. And in your case, I think you'll figure out a way to climb down that edge and then run back up.
You have to. In this life, you have to.
To my co-host, Henry, our first episode together. It was amazing, but...
Yeah, second episode together.
Well, as a co-host, first episode. But please come back, okay?
Anytime.
Bring more people like Admire. Otherwise, you're not allowed to come back. I want to see a smile like that. Gents, it's been amazing. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.